Now, I'm no mathematician, but I don't see how this deal can get through Parliament. Labour have said that they want to vote against it. The DUP have said they'll vote against it. The SNP, the Liberal Democrats, dozens of your own MPs. It's not going to get through, is it?
Well, look, when it comes to Parliament, members of Parliament will have to look at the deal. But I think, as I've previously said, I think they should also think what this is about. This is about delivering on Brexit. It's about ensuring that we deliver what people in this country voted for.
I know you think it's a good deal, but it's not going to get through Parliament right now.
When people come to look at this deal, that's what they need to think about.
We can have a look at what you said in the interview that you mentioned. When you asked about Brexit, you said, we can't stop it. Your Brexit secretary then said, Brexit can be stopped. So who's right? Because I'm a bit confused.
Well, I said, we can't stop it because on our own, obviously, we can't. Keir said Brexit can be stopped. Clearly, a vast majority of people could if they all agreed to do so. But the point I'm making is...
You say that you can't stop Brexit, but
on
at the
our
same
own.
time, if Labour swung behind the campaign for a people's vote, there would be
Well, the people's vote is a second question, isn't it?
Do you think there should be a second referendum? What do you think?
I think it's an option for the future, but it's not an option for today.
The EU have indicated that there can be further discussions. We now need to get that done.
They haven't indicated that they're going to budge on the backstop at all.
But before any negotiation, nobody goes in saying, I'm going to give up all the things I've previously said. They don't say that. But the fact is the EU do want a deal. This is one element. They've always said...
This isn't the beginning of the negotiations.
Sophie, they've always said that the backstop is a temporary measure.
You're pretty clear that you're blaming MPs for the impasse that we're in. But don't you have to take a bit of responsibility as well? You are Prime Minister, and I just want to look at the number of times that you promised that we would leave on the 31st of October, and you've broken that promise just a few times. Just to use a couple of examples. On the 25th of June, you said, we're getting ready to come out on the 31st of October. Come what may, do or die.
You're right.
The 5th of September, I'd rather be dead in a ditch than delay. The 16th of September, we're going to come out on the 31st of October. Why should people trust anything that you say when you've broken your promise?
Because look at what we said we do. Go back to where I was on the steps of Downing Street 300 days ago.
I just want to read a sentence that really stood out to me in your book. You said, the leader sets out for the people what they need and not simply what they want. Does that sound a bit arrogant?
Yeah, which is why I say this is going to sound weird to you, but I honestly think it's really important, this. I mean, I think I quote the old Henry Ford thing about, the Ford Motor Company, when he was asked, why don't you give people what they want? And he said, if I ask people what they want faster horses. The job of the political leader, I mean, of course, your job is to do your best for the people and to advance their interests and their prosperity and their well-being, of course. But your job is to lead and not just to follow.
If I'm being honest, I've always found you slightly impenetrable as a politician, trying to work out what it is that kind of gets you out of bed in the morning, what your vision is, what it is, who is Keir Starmer, if you like. And I read the sort of recent book by your friend Tom Baldwin, and I just wonder, I feel like I got to know you a bit more, to be completely honest, after that. Reading about your mum, who was obviously very ill, but also your relationship with your father as well, who, I don't know if I feel like I'm overstepping slightly, but it didn't feel like he showed you that much love growing up.
Well, this is a difficult one. And what I would say is that you touch on my mum and my dad, and the two go together. My mum was very, very ill, and she needed somebody in her life who was totally committed to her and her health and would put her above everything else. And my dad did that.